Dr. Umar Bindi, the Director General of the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP. Dr. Bindi. Please, I need a better... Before I hand over the microphone to him, I said to myself, I need to step this thing up a gear. And I looked up and I said, oh, that's the person who is going to step it up a gear. So I'd like everyone to sort of stand up, shake yourself up, because you're going to be flying. And that is the truth. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much. You're shaking yourselves? That's a serious matter. You may please sit down. Don't mind him. My chief, sir, Chief Oluwole Adeosun, OON, former Minister of the Federal Republic, my keynote speakers and speakers, representative of the Central Bank of Nigeria, my brother and mentor, the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of ICRC, Engineer Mansour, and my prince. I just met him, and I like the man, without even talking to him. I have to first of all apologize for shifting my paper to be presented now, and the main reason actually is I wanted to manage the resources very well in line with project management, so that I don't eat and drink the tea and then it will be much cheaper for the organizers. I hope they appreciate that anyway. I normally open my presentations with this slide. I introduce my agency, which is the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion. And the reason for that is when you talk of projects, literally 100% of projects today are based on technology. And therefore, we think we provide the link. And I like the good people, great nation, because this is exactly what we're trying to do, to push our country to the highest level of respect, and we want to attain to be qualified to be among the top 20 economies in the next 8 years. So I was given this title. I did not select it, and therefore I was having problems. I am an agricultural engineer by training. Although I am mechanically biased, therefore I just took the challenge of first of all dissecting the title into to find that we are articulating policies after 50 years. Because they are in pipes. We have to learn to break the pipes and be able to make policies to converge. Secondly, in those top 20 economies, the science, technology, and innovation system, meaning the universities, the polytechnics, the colleges of education, the research institute, are very sharp and sensitive to where the countries want to go to. It's not my saying. If you go and click top 500 universities in the world, you will not see a Nigerian university. If you go and click even on the web ranking, top 100 universities in Africa, you will not see a Nigerian university in the top 40. It doesn't mean that we are that bad. It just means that we are not managing well. It means we are not focused. Why? Because it is not a secret. You want a good university, you must have motivated teachers who are very well trained and exposed. The laboratories must be very good. The workshops must be very good. The library must be excellent. The environment in the university is fantastic. It should be one student, one room. Internet connectivity should be everywhere through Wi-Fi. Then let me see how you cannot produce good managers, good engineers, and good pilots. Our universities are not like that. That has to change if we want to join the top 20. institutional systems of innovation. In those top 20 economies, institutions come together to be stronger so that they can be able to attain their goals. Ours, we have institutionalized institutional rivalry. We like working in silos. We are islands, we are many, but we are not working together. And I'll give you a very, very tiny little example. We just finished our elections. We spent over 100 billion naira producing the voters' register. All of us went through it. Busy. Go and get your name so that you can vote. But if you study very carefully, it's the same exercise done by the Population Commission. It's the same exercise done by the people giving us passports to travel. It's the same exercise done by the identity card people. We are now going through the same exercise with every SIM card that we have. It would have been strategic that we put all these stakeholders, put Bureau of Statistics in the middle, and you say, produce a credible database for Nigeria. This is the way to go. And then you find that in those countries, investment in research and development is very, very intense. They range between 1% to 5% of their GDP. If you are not inventing and reinventing through research and development, you cannot even see the following day. Our investment is very weak, is very low, and again, we have to change. In those countries where they have raw materials, they don't take their raw materials out and start buying finished products, because that is where the jobs are. That's where the science is. That's where the key management exists. Ours, we have crude, we take it out, and we import kerosene. We have land and water, we import rice. We have rubber, we import every single tire. That has to change so that we can be able to join the club. In those top 20 countries, when they acquire technology, they have a national focus. They look at their problems and they now strategize to say, we need to improve this so that our system will work. Here, over 90% of our GDP is through oil and gas. You cannot believe it. Nigeria does not have one single research institute in oil and gas. No wonder we cannot refine it. So we have to change. Similarly, we say 60 to 70% of our population are under the poverty line. But you can't believe it that there is no university, polytechnic, or college of education, none in Nigeria, that has a department in poverty eradication. So how do you solve this problem? We will just continue producing architects, engineers, economists, and so on. But you are not producing these round pegs in round holes that can be able to tackle this. Again, we have to change. In those countries, they have a very strong intellectual property management. Most of our money goes out to pay for intellectual property of others. No wonder every single time, even this morning, I was watching TV, when you see a power project, when you see an oil and gas project, even a big agricultural project or a road project, you will see it is a foreigner explaining to our leaders. We are paying for that intellectual property. It means we are not managing well. We have to change that too. And when it comes to all the cultures of IPR, historically, even Europeans misunderstood that. Because this, in the late 19th century, the patent commissioner in the UK thought that everything that can be invented at that time had been invented. Today, such a country is coughing out over 1 million patents every year. So this misunderstanding was also like that. But we have to understand that this is a factor and we should move forward. I pass this very quickly. Now, if we have to change, we have to understand these implications of science, technology, and innovation. Because we are talking about management here. How do we manage our science? How do we manage our technology? and how do we manage our innovation to make sure that we can push our country to higher levels. If you take science, for example, I broke it into 3 pieces so that we can understand. If science were to be a house, and you go into this house, you meet scientists. They are very busy, very, very highly qualified people. They are professors and PhDs and so on and so forth. They are working with very high caliber equipment, expensive laboratories, and they are publishing papers and everything. Now, in that house, the output is that you publish papers. Ask Prince. A scientist